Okay, let's do a weekly yes or no pick a card reading. Hello everyone, Jolene here from Chi Lifestyle. So I'm filming this during a full moon, and this is the last full moon of the year, and it's a super moon, so super emotion, supercharged, and it's that final release. You know, it's the end of the year, everyone's exhausted, you know, it's been a tough year. Even in numerology, this is a 2025, which comes down to a 9, which is a year of releases. It's a year of letting things go. It's a year of endings, okay? And it's a cycle complete, which the good news is that it makes way for a new year of new beginnings, starting over, okay? And that's obviously a general, because everyone's in a different, stage in their life. But 2026 will be a little bit easier. I wouldn't say better, but easier. Okay, there's still a lot of issues that people are winding up. There's still a lot of things coming to the surface. A lot of world anger still going to be here, okay, because things are still not right. But it will ease off, and it is making way for better new beginnings. So if you've had a tough year and things just haven't gone right for you, and you just feel like nothing's gone on, it's just means because things are cycling off, okay? And yeah, it's things that you have to work on still. If you still got things to work on, things in your life will not get better until you work on those things, okay? So I don't have stones today. I felt like I needed charms, and I've got another little card deck because just to add on top, just because again, one of the decks are more with all the reds, and yeah, I can't punish all the rest of the decks. So these are your charms. Pile number 1. It has a horse, and next year is the year of the horse as well. So horses are all about movement, and yeah, it's a little bit more positive. This was the year of the snake, so again, shedding skin. Pile number 2, you've got a spade. Pile number 3, you've got a 4-leaf clover or 4-heart clover. I don't know which one you want to refer to. And the pile number 4 has a star. Now, you may like the charm, you may like a number, you may like just one of them stands out to you. You go, right, that is it. So go with your intuition. That's the best. Ask the question. Be clear in your mind. Be very specific with your question. The more specific you are, the more better your answers will be. You're needing a yes or no answer to this. And then choose your deck from there. Okay? See you at your pile. Pile number 1, if you chose the horse, well, that shows me that maybe next year better things are coming for you. If you've chosen the horse, maybe you are born on during a horse year, maybe. But this is also telling me this horse is ready to go. In fact, if you look at it like that, that horse is being charged up. It's ready to gallop into something. So something may be moving where things may have been stagnant. Here you've got your oracle deck. So it's the Oracle of Delphi. So this is really a card of interpretation. So this may be the fact of you learning to use your intuition in order to interpret the energies around you, to be able to see your way through the darkness, because there's quite a lot of darkness around there, and her head is kind of turned away from the information. It's almost like, again, like she's trying to use her own gut feelings while she is assessing the situation. Or there could be someone around you that is quite spiritual or deep, that you may be, needing help to understand your situation. Either way, and I am doing 2026 readings. If you're wanting to book, DM me. Prices are below with all the information, but DM me either way. Okay, so these are the cards that I have for your pile. Again, I know normally, if you've been coming here, you know how it normally works. I'm going to do it a little bit differently today, because I'm going to take the energies, again, Oracle of Delphi, to try and understand. Okay. So there's some kind of talent. There could be something within you that wants to create something, a passionate new beginning in somewhere along the line. There could be a thirst for knowledge, again, with the Oracle of Delphi. That's all about gaining knowledge, understanding, reinterpreting, I can't speak today, the information that's been given to you, taking the time. Don't stress, try to take it all in. You may be wanting to charge very quickly into a situation, and maybe that's why you're here. You're wanting to know, should I charge in? Communication, avoid confrontation and disappointment. So it does feel like you are trying to avoid some kind of disappointment here. So maybe you're blocking yourself from going. It's like I'm ready, I'm going. And then it's like, oh, something keeps stopping you. This could be about a friendship, and maybe someone you want to be friends with, or you want to ask someone out and you're in the friend zone, or there's a lack of commitment or an indecision. There's something about holding on. You're wanting stability and prosperity and something in your life in that sense that you want to achieve, but at the same time there is this imbalance. Okay, major decision. Yeah, there's a major decision that has to be done here, and it's might mean divorce, new home, moving. It's something that, again, it's like, you know, you need to do something, but you are, I don't know, the horse wants to go, but something's stopping it. Fate's about to step in though, okay, in some way or form. You may be looking for a sign. I keep on listening to that old Britney Spears song, saying, you know, I'm just kidding, give me a sign. You may be looking for a sign. Maybe this is the sign. Spirit guides are saying, you know, it's a matter of, again, looking at where you want to put your time, energy, and effort, and money. You know, maybe just look at the financials. Be careful with investing, making sure if you want to be buying, you know, listen to people who are financial advisors and what they're predicting for the next year. Again, this has been a tough year financially. It could also still be a very tough year. So making sure that, you know, you putting money in good places and thinking your spending habits. Okay, it does feel like confusion will end. Pile number one, that's the good news, is that confusion will end and there will be some kind of communication coming up, or some kind of travel. There's two kinds of possible travel coming up, and this is after some kind of ending. So it feels like something will come to a close, or maybe something has already come to a close. Maybe you've already gone through a divorce or a massive ending. It does feel like there's still a little bit of anxiety though. Okay, you will be traveling soon, or you are at the end of your stress. You may not see it though. You may feel like this is never going to end for you. You want to move forward. You want to gallop forward. You want good things coming. You can trust a certain situation. It does feel like you're worried about gossip, or you're worried about what other people are going to say, and Spirit's saying, you know, again, use your own interpretation. Don't listen to the gossip. Don't listen to outside perspectives of the situation. You know, this is something that you have to kind of look into your own truth to really get to the bottom of this. Okay. Yeah, it does feel like you need to interpret your own feelings on here instead of listening to other people. It does feel like, you know, you do need to close your eyes and go within and feel the energy of the situation. Notice how it makes you feel in order to move forward. Is it a yes or a no though? I might need an extra card. It feels positive. It does feel like, so what I am getting is that it does feel like it is time to end something. To go towards something better. It does feel like you need to stand your ground a little bit more. So standing up yourself, but be careful of being too defensive. We have got a bit of an energy here of pushing people away or pushing things away. Things seem a little bit confusing. Maybe the full moon is blocking things. Again, there's this... okay, so this is what I'm getting. There's cards here of movement. Okay, pile number one. It's quite simple. If you're asking if you should travel, I think your intuition is telling you what to do. It's time to move. Maybe perhaps just get all your, just make sure everything's okay. Make sure your investments are right, and things. There's a bit of a warning here, but I do think you should. If you're looking to move away from something or leave something behind, then I do think the answer is yes, because it does feel like there's a moving on. There's a moving into a new direction. If you're asking if you should move into a new direction, the answer is yes, okay? If you're asking if someone's holding secrets, I don't think the answer is yes. I think the answer is no. It does feel like there's you want to move towards something, but there does feel like there could be a block. And the only way through that block does feel like using your gut feelings. It's like you've got to feel your way through. It's like feel your way through until your mind says it's the right thing. So if you're looking for a sign, that sign is within you, okay? Because there's like this movement. The Chariot, he's kind of moving, but sometimes these things are moving in different directions. So it's like one saying yes, one saying no, and it's slowing down the movement. But this horse wants to go. It wants to gallop forward. So again, I am feeling like use your own intuition in this one. Unfortunately, there's nothing else I can actually say. Choices need to be made. The truth lies within you. So you need to do what you feel is correct. Don't worry about other people. Stand your ground. Don't push people away that are trying to help you, but at the same time stand up for yourself. Stand your ground on your decision and go after what you are wanting. So it is a yes to your intuition. It is a yes if your gut feeling is telling you to go in a certain direction, then go. If your gut feeling is telling you to have the drive to do something, persist through the blocks, then the answer is yes. You need to persist through the blocks. So again, this is one of those, you know the answer. I am not going to be able to give it to you, okay? Hope that helps. Comment, like, and subscribe, and goodbye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the spade or pile number 2, then this is your reading. Right, so here we've got the Queen of Roses. So the Queen of Roses is about being very, how can I put it? Being compassionate, being nurturing towards yourself and towards others, seeing things from a compassionate, loving situation instead of from a angry perspective. But mostly it's about self-love, self-nurturing. How much are you looking after yourself? Because when you look after yourself and put yourself first, you generally don't make bad decisions because, and we've also got a card of Independent. Yeah, you're the ultimate guide here. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. So I said that I would make the ultimate decision at the end of the day, whether these are yes or no. This is not going to be from the usual way, but this is what I'm getting, pile number 2. A spade is a spade. Okay, so you chose the spade, and that's exactly what I'm getting. The spade is a spade. You may be digging for the truth, and the truth lies within you, in your own compassion for yourself. If you're asking if someone's going to change, the answer is no, this person's not going to change. This person's malicious, this person's negative, this person will betray you. They hold you back because they use malicious tactics. Now, it doesn't mean that that you must treat them in the same way that they treat you. No, have compassion for them, but at the same time, learn that they're not going to change, okay? The situation is a no-go. You got the full, black full means, which means, you know, it's not time to take a leap of faith into a situation. There is a new situation, better situation that's coming after you use your intuition. Again, your intuition is what will help you. It feels like the person or the situation, there is a person in the situation. So it doesn't have to be the person you're asking about. It doesn't have to be, if it's not a person, the job. There is somebody in the situation, whatever your question is, that's not in the best interest for you. Okay, this person is negative. The situation is holding you back. It's not allowing you to move forward. But there's something else that's generous, that's loyal, that's right for you. The perfect job, house, place, country, town, friend, lover, okay? There's something that's really great for you. But Spirit is saying right now, this is like, do not go past go. This is not the time to do it. A spade is a spade. It may be time for you to dig for the truth. Dig deeper into a situation before you move forward. Use your intuition. This is not one of those ride in without seeing the answers, because it does feel like time alone, time dealing with yourself, time healing, time having more self-love and self-care will give you the answers on its own. Because when you love yourself, you will know what you deserve. And when you know what you deserve, you're never going to allow yourself to choose something that's less than that. Or have people that, you know, relationships where they're all hot and heavy in the beginning and they tell you everything you want to say, but they never ever apologize, or they never ever write, or you always have to contact them, or you're always the one making the effort. And they'll start making the effort and then they slide back into their normal ways. And people who use manipulation, woe is me, people who never have money, they never have things in their life set up, and it's always other people's problems, and what do you expect? Wanting you to feel sorry for them. It feels like you're trapped and confined in a situation with someone who's like this, or woe is me, or uses a lot of tactics to keep you stuck. I don't want you to go, but I'm going to flirt with you just to keep you still around. You mustn't go date anyone else, but I don't really want you. But, I'll just keep you around for shits and giggles. And yet, on the other hand, there's something else that's just someone, a company that will want to work with you, a collaboration, a union, a new love that could lead to marriage, a new situation that's just emotionally fulfilling, that leads to success, financial success, independence, generous, kind person, passionate person. And on the other end of a negative person, someone, that's not going to be there, but you need to leave the situation behind. Okay, so I would say that this is a no. Thank you and goodbye. Hello, pile number 3. Right, if you chose pile number 3 or the 4 heart or 4 leaf clover, then this is your reading. Right, so I had already started it and then I had to stop, so I'm doing it again. Okay, you got the Ark of Covenant there. Now, the Ark of Covenant is like the Wheel of Fortune. It's really about the wheel that turns, okay? It's about karmic cycles. Karmic cycles start, karmic cycles end. And yeah, it's like nothing is forever, okay? And really and truly, if you stick true to your covenant, if you stick true to who you are and not allow yourself to be pulled into other people's emotional drama, and really try to stick to your truth, you will create better karma, okay? Now, we will get triggered every now and again. It's normal. I'm not talking about being triggered, but I'm talking about, constantly get involved in other people's life or other people's drama, and constantly trying to fix people that are not meant to be fixed, and having people in your life that are just negative. Try to avoid it. If you're working in a situation or living with someone who's negative, try your best. Put music on as often as you can, sing, dance, do everything you can to bring yourself into a positive light, and ignore people that are trying to bring you down, okay? Because it does feel like you're about to have an upswing and stuff. So if you've been struggling financially or struggling with some negative stuff in your life, the good news is that there's some good news coming in. And again, there's stress, there's worry, there's a bit of anxiety, negative people who maybe lie or cheat, or people who get away with murder, and it just makes you really angry when people just get away with murder and do whatever they want and don't take other people into consideration. But again, you've got to focus on yourself, okay? There could be possible lawyers that you may be dealing with this month. There could also be transfers of property for some of you that are dealing with that, or dealing with professionals such as even business brokers. Okay, so just putting it out there, because we do have some businessmen that's there this month. So this could be you. This could be you getting a new job. We've got the Ace of Pentacles and it ends with the King of Pentacles. So this could, something that comes in, it could be small, but it kind of leads to something bigger. So it could be a new job that comes in, and it doesn't, you're not too sure about it, but it leads to something really great along the line. So don't sabotage because it doesn't look like what you're wanting. This could be a love offer, maybe not exactly what you're wanting, but even if it doesn't last, sometimes you just got to try it out. Sometimes you got to be open-minded and just go, I'll try it out. See where it goes. We have bad habits of, oh, well, this must be it. He must be the one, or she must be the one, and we've got to be long-term, and we've got to have children, and I'm going to have thoughts down the line of this is my future. Sometimes you've got to stop doing that, and you've just got to live day for day and go, well, I'll try it out. It doesn't work. I'm not going to be so emotionally invested that, I'm going to be heartbroken. But at the same time, I'm going to try. I'm going to give it my best and see where it goes, okay? Because again, there's change coming in, and I do feel like this is a gift. Some people come into your life for different reasons. Some people come for a month. That month is a gift. you know, take it as that. Whatever this is, it's a gift. The universe is gifting you after some struggles, after some pain, after some stress, after some loss. Now it's time for something to celebrate, okay? And it's something that's unexpected. And it is a wish, okay? Even if it's not exactly what you hope for, but I feel like it is a wish. And it's slow and it's steady. There's something about progression because, again, we go from the Ace of Pentacles. We've got a lot of pentacles here. So it's solid, it's grounded, but it's slow. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight. That's why I'm saying it might not be exactly what you're wanting, or it doesn't look like the package, but this is fated in some way or form. Fate can be a man you meet today and leaves your life in a month's time because he brings you something really important, or she. Fate is a job that you have 3 months and then you get retrenched because they teach you something. Okay, so this is one of those. Fate is changing the wheels to bring you something unexpected, and it's something you've secretly been wishing, and it may not come in the package that you think it is, but it leads to something really successful at the end of the day. So your answer is yes, definitely. Go for it. Say yes. Get asked out. Say yes. Try it out. 444. I've just seen 444. You've been saying 444. That means stability is on the way. Okay? Great. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll say chat to you soon. Goodbye. Welcome to pile number 4. If you chose the star, well, the star represents wishing. It represents hope. It represents healing. Okay, so we'll get into it. You've also got the divine physician. So there's definitely some kind of healing, some kind of traditional healing or healing taking place. It could mean that you are a healer, or maybe you need some more healing. Healing is on the way. There's something very healing going to happen for you. Okay, right. Okay, so pile number 4. What I'm getting here, there's some kind of truth coming in, and it's going to heal you in some way. It's something you need to hear. It may be about something that ended, or you know, something that came to an end, but it creates a new beginning. It creates change, and again, it creates healing, or helps you heal something that you've been dealing with. Maybe you've been dealing with stress or struggle or physical pain, and this kind of helps. Maybe you couldn't see your way out, you couldn't see your way through a situation, you couldn't, you feel like you were stuck and trapped in deep emotions, and your thoughts were just racing through your mind, and you know, you were so involved in your head. You needed to get more connected to your heart, because there's very little heart here. Maybe you need more heart to understand, or use your heart, should I say. But the good news is that it feels like something that you can't see will be coming forward. It's something that will help you with stability. Again, you can't see it. It's like you're not interested, or you're bored, or you just feel like everything's humdrum at the moment. Well, this is, you know, saying that something's coming in. You are moving away from whatever you're going through. You're moving away from fighting or drama. You're seeing people. Maybe there were people in your life that you needed to see the truth about, and you didn't want to see the truth about these people, or this person. But it does feel like you're about to see the truth. And it's like this truth sets you free, and it helps you move on, it helps you move forward, and helps you heal, okay? It could mean a relationship ending. It could mean leaving a job. It could mean moving on from people who are just full of drama, and you just don't want to deal with that, okay? And it leads to something more peaceful, more harmonious. This could also be a sign of soulmates, or you know, something from your childhood or from the past that returns to your heart, to your life, that's, you know, good for you. And this is after you've been let down by someone. You know, spirit guides are saying, you know, you had to cut through the illusions. You didn't want to see the truth, and so you stayed with the illusions, and you were building castles in the sky. And yeah, you needed to see the truth. The only obstacle in your way, pile number 4, is your emotions. You know, your fear, your emotions, feeling trapped by a situation that you cannot get out of, you cannot figure it out. And spirit is saying, you can, you just need to feel your way through it, again, using your heart. Things will come to an end, situation's done, your bad luck is done, the worst is over is what I'm getting, okay? Or it will be over soon. You may need to make a decision though. It feels like some of you are at a crossroads. You have to cut the cord, okay? Some of you, this isn't moving forward because you are the ultimate reason, okay? It's an obstacle. There's definitely an obstacle here. And it could just be your emotions. It could be your head, you know, trapped in your negative mindset. But I'm getting good news. There's definitely good news. The more charismatic you are, the more powerful you feel, the more positive you are, the quicker this is going to come in, okay? This could be some influential person coming in to give you some news, or this could be a partner. This could just be you becoming more influential. Maybe you become a healer. You know, once you've healed, once you've taken that leap of faith, and this is really a pile of faith in the blind, the things you can't see, stepping forward, jumping off that cliff and hoping that someone's going to catch you, you know. Yeah, but there is good news. The good news is there's good news. Is it a yes or no? I feel like it's a maybe for some, and it's because some of you have to still make a decision. But I do feel like there's more positive than negative. Oh, doubly. I love it when my cards give me the same thing twice. I love it. Just confirmation. This is naught, the Fool. Okay? This is a brand new beginning for you, pile number 4. You do not see the next step, but God does. And all you have to do is take it. Okay? The next step brings in peace, harmony, balance. Okay? Happiness, good news, okay? You don't have to worry, pile number 4. This, for me, feels like a yes, okay? For some of you, it's a maybe only because you have to make that, you got to take that next step. You've got double Fool card, which says you will heal, or you are a healer. Maybe you need confirmation. Maybe some of you are thinking, should I take up some kind of healing studies or course or something? Then yes. Some of you may be asking, should I go to a healer? Yes. But it's a yes. I believe it's a yes. But you have to take a leap of faith, or you have to have the faith that this is going to work out. You're going to have this good news. Okay. Comment, like, and subscribe. And goodbye.